Hi, everybody. It's Ann Patchett, Parnassus Books. I'm going to wear my mask like a corsage for just a second while we talk. Lots to be excited about now that the new year is cranking up with new books. And one thing we're really excited about is our friend Ed Tarkington has his new book out, The Fortunate Ones. And it's about a young man who gets a scholarship to an elite private prep school. And from there, he and his mother enter high society for the first time. Mysteries, politics, intrigue ensue. Ed. Also out today in paperback, another local author, me, The Dutch House. I'm going to tell you a funny story about the paperback of The Dutch House. When they did the redesign of the cover, and I got a sticker for being a finalist for the Pulitzer Prize, and they gave me a choice. This isn't a joke. It could either say finalist for the Pulitzer Prize, or it could say Pulitzer Prize finalist. And since I figured most people didn't read to the end of the sticker, I chose Pulitzer Prize finalist. Thanks. Here's Kat.
All right. New year, new books indeed. We've got a nice stack to start us off in 2021. The Prophets, Robert Jones Jr. We've got signed copies. This has been an amazingly buzzed about book. It is a story that takes place on a deep South plantation and centers on the relationship between two men who are slaves and what their relationship and how it affects them and the people around them. It's such an amazing, thought-provoking book. And White Feminism by Koa Beck. From the suffragettes to influencers and who they leave behind. It's been no secret that the mainstream feminist movement has left behind many women of color and queer women, and this is about how we can change that. And for all the New Year, New You folks, Beginners, The Joy and Transformative Power of Lifelong Learning by Tom Vanderbilt. Learning new stuff is good for your brain. Who knew? Black Buck by Mateo Ascarapor. This is about a Starbucks barista who is a young black man, and he gets scooped up by a CEO to join a startup. It is a social satire that'd be great for people who loved interior Chinatown. And for someone who wants some really good historical fiction, Better Luck Next Time, Julia Claiborne Johnson, who wrote Be Frank With Me. This takes place on a dude ranch in Reno, Nevada that serves as a place where women can come, earn their Nevada state residency so that they can get divorced. It is told from the perspective of a young man who is a ranch hand there, and he tells a story of the friendship of two women who come there, and they're very different, but it's a beautiful story about finding your found family. And The Eagles of Heart Mountain, a true story of football, incarceration, and resistance in World War II America. It takes place on a internment camp in Wyoming, and it is a story of a high school football team made up of the Japanese people who were interned there, and how it is a story of fighting against all odds. Literally, they were in a concentration camp in Wyoming, and the power of football to kind of bring people together. And here's where I am with Kids in YA.
Hi, everybody. I have a book that we're so excited about today. This is Baseball's Leading Lady by Nashville author Andrea Williams. It's the true story of Effa Manley, the first and only woman to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. We are going to have a launch event with Andrea on the Parnassus Facebook Live page Saturday at 2 p.m. in conversation with Andrew Marinus. We'll have signed copies. Also, the Parnassus Next January pick comes out today. It's Lore by Alexandra Bracken. This is Greek mythology in modern-day New York City. Every 7 years, the Greek gods battle it out to the death. And in the last time, Lore's parents were murdered. This time, she plans to get revenge with the help of Athena and her childhood best friend. Also in YA, we have Sharon Flake's The Life I'm In. This is the companion novel to The Skin I'm In, and it is a book about a girl who is trapped in human trafficking. In middle grade today, we have Gary D. Schmitz, Just Like That. This is a book of two intertwined stories about a girl who is sent to a boarding school after a grief experience and a boy who is trying to recover from his violent past. Also in middle grade, we have The Sea in Winter by Christine Day. This is a Native American Own Voices story about a ballerina who is injured and cannot dance. We have signed copies. In paperback today, we have Clean Getaway by Nick Stone and From the Desk of Zoe Washington by Janae Marks, two Parnassus staff recs. And in picture book, we have A Sled for Gabo by Emma Ategi and illustrated by Ana Ramirez Gonzalez. This is a book about a boy who experienced his first snow day. It's also published in Spanish today. And Eyes That Kiss in the Corner by Johanna Ho and Zung Ho. This is a beautiful, inspiring book about a girl who realizes her eyes don't look like her friends at school, but they do look exactly like the people who she loves the most. Thanks so much for listening, and don't forget to shop local.